It's contract renewal time, so think about if this is where you still want to be. We can try and negotiate a better deal here, but we also have the chance to look elsewhere. Great. They're happy to enter into negotiations with us. Contract renewal window has opened. We can try and renegotiate for a better deal with our current team, or approach someone else.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through from the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Nice job this season. You've been performing well, and that's putting us in a strong negotiating position contract-wise. Plus, my 10%'s getting more valuable. So enjoy your break, and keep up the good work next year.
Our new parts have been completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment? How does a new car compare to your last one? You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried? Great. Well, that's everything.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at Albert Park, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. And home to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Lando Norris, and Verstappen, Vettel, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Alexander Albon, Gasly, Ocon, and Guan Yu Zhou, and De Vries, Russell, Kvyat, Kevin Magnussen, and the rookie, Matsushita, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Clutch bite is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap. That's a good start. Keep it up. Are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
A great race then, and a fantastic victory here at Albert Park. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. So let's review the updated drivers' standings. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes move to the top of the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Well, things didn't really go your way today. Let's have your take. It was more like dodgems than Formula One today, wasn't it? What triggered your move to a new team? Well, here's hoping they're working hard to find some improvements.
We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week, so the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Check your R&D screen to order any redevelopments.
position rundown for you. The current top 5 are Leclerc, Bottas, Hamilton, Norris and Verstappen. Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Stroll, Gasly and Ricciardo. And we're in front of Ocon, Zhou and Russell. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1 minute 34.6. So just ahead of us in this session at the moment are Bottas and Hamilton, and we're in front of Leclerc, Ocon and Ricciardo. Currently the fastest lap is a 1 minute 34.4.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more, as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Lando Norris, and Sainz, Ricciardo, Gasly, Albon, and Lance Stroll, the rookie, Zhou, George Russell, and Leclerc, Ocon, Magnussen, Daniel Kvyat, and Nick de Vries, Matsushita, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
With this grid position, we should be aiming for a better result than our last race. Come on, you can do it. Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. We're looking good so far. That brings you up the place. Overtake button more, it's time to utilise some of this energy. DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. first position, front of the pack. Bottas is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 1.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. 16 laps to go. Exit now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Seventh place. Leclerc is ahead of you. They're on old softs. Albon is behind you. The gap behind us is 15.4 seconds. They're on fresh hards. The distance to the leader is 7.5 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 15 laps still remaining. Teammate behind is 11.3 seconds. Is 2.5 seconds. P7, Sainz is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 2.9 seconds. They're on old softs. Magnussen behind. Our gap behind is 2.5 seconds. They're on old softs. The gap to the leader is 20.8 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 14 laps to go. Safety car, no overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Right, come in at the end of this lap. speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. Let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap. You're sat in P8. Zhao is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old mediums. Pierre is behind you. The gap behind us is 1.4 seconds. They're on old hards. Okay, gap to leader, 3.9 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 6 laps to go. Green flag. Of fuel remaining. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. Gap to teammate behind is 7.8 seconds. We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2. You're leading the pack. P1, Norris behind. Less than a second separate you. They're on old mediums. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. This is your final lap of the race. There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining. need to slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty. We've been awarded a time penalty that will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Plenty of action here in Hanoi, a memorable race and an impressive victory. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant, who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Nobuharu Matsushita gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the constructors. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You must feel terrible to have had that podium finish taken off you. You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip? Appreciate your time.